Hello, everyone. Welcome to the very first episode of the J&D'z podcast. Now, sadly, today Jordan could not join me. He is currently busy at the moment. So, I thought I'd just go and make a podcast by myself. I don't know if that's how it works. But, you know what? I don't even care at this point. I'm just trying to get as much content out there as possible. So, today, I've been thinking all day, you know, just relax and kind of realize, and then like anxiety completely hit me whenever I was like, oh wow, I haven't worked in like 6 days, and I have not been making any money. I've been like going crazy over this, just so much freaking anxiety, just driving me crazy. Um, Majority of the time, I like to, take a look out on the positive, you know, keep it real, keep it chill, I know in a lot of the videos I'm more like kind of laughy and jokey, but yeah, in all honesty, it's kind of just for the camera. But I do enjoy, spending time with my boy and my friends when we record and stuff. Like I recorded with my entire family about 2 nights ago. We also did the Bean Boozled challenge. I recorded it, but in all honesty, it got completely corrupted and there was no footage I can use. There was footage, it wasn't usable because of the orders that the clips were in. Um, you know, but yeah, I can't lie to you, guys. Just a lot of anxiety been going on lately. Just the thought of that I'm not working, not working gives me anxiety because I have that mindset that tells me, oh, hey, you're not making money. You're just sitting around the house. Well, that's not exactly my fault. I don't get hours. So it's always me and my mind going back and forth in a fit of rage. So majority of the time I just either, sit around the house and clean or just play my video game. Like today I did a whole bunch of cleaning. I cleaned out our back shed and swept it all up and got it all organized. Planning on hopefully maybe being able to make that my studio if I can get in agreements with my dad. Um, Jalen just walked out of his bedroom. Jalen is the guy who lives here with us. It's my dad's girlfriend's son. He's pretty chill. I'll probably be doing a podcast video with him. Probably gonna be doing some you know talking about video games and stuff. That's a real big thing that we have in common. Um, right now I'm getting ready to get ready for college. Go to the school here in town named Bipsy. It's our local school, Bossier Parish Community College. Um, there is currently a helicopter flying over my house. I don't know if you guys can pick that up or not. If you give me, if you can, I'm sorry, but I'm trying my best here. Um, I did just get this new handy recorder. It's called the Zoom H1N handy recorder. It's a nice little thing. I'm planning on getting a pop filter for it. So like right now I'm pretty far away from the mic, but when I get a pop filter, I actually be a little bit more close without having to hear that noise right there. But why is there a helicopter flying over? It's 12 o'clock in the morning. And tomorrow I have register training for work, so yay! So excited about that. Currently, at the moment, I'm sitting in my room, been watching YouTube videos, you know, relaxing. See, that's the thing with not being able to work. You're relaxing, but at the same time you're not relaxing because I keep thinking about, oh, I'm not at work, I'm not making money, but then I'm like, oh, let me sleep in bed until 2. you know um just relaxing, and Jalen just went back into his room. um you know I do a lot at my job. Stock shelves, do planograms, move heavy objects, do deliveries, BOPUS orders, blah blah blah. Have to go in the back and find one type of bullet out of three different ammo pallets and drive myself to insanity where I don't end up finding it, and I just waste 15 minutes looking for one type of bullet. That's why I do it at my job. I'm a outdoor enthusiast. I work with outdoors and fishing and hunting, ammunition and firearms. Uh, Planning on hopefully being able to go to Home Depot soon. They apparently they start you off a little bit higher payment rate. Um, but I try my best to do what I can on my job for what little days that I work and do the best that I can. I'm a good employee. It's just it's the work ethic there is just it's a real pain in my rear and drives me crazy. Um, uh, let me go and change the topic a little bit. Jordan. Let me talk about Jordan for a minute. Jordan, as you all know, is the other side of the channel. Again, like I said in one of the videos, he's more of the, you know, kind of goofy, laughy guy. You know, he takes it easy. I mean, the bean pools of video, I was like gagging and stuff because the beans were so bad. He was just sitting there relaxing and just like, oh, these beans aren't that bad. Jordan's a bit of a powerhouse with the way that his personality works. Like he can be going from completely calm to going 100 miles a minute. He's very talkative. He loves to talk. He's a very exciting person to be around. He tells a lot of good stories. We have been best friends for I think 15 years, 14 years around there. We were friends since kindergarten. He been my best friend for a long time. We grew up together in the same neighborhood. I think it started off where he was at the end of the neighborhood and I was at the middle of the neighborhood. Then it came to we were both at the middle of the neighborhood, and then it came to he moved to another house across the street from his old one. So technically, it was still in the middle. So we were literally his house was right behind my house, and my house was in front of his house. If that makes sense. Um, we did get we in our friendship lifetime we have gotten in a lot of fights. Jordan used to, I can't lie to you, Jordan used to bully me, but you know what, he made me stronger as a friend and as a brother. Um, there's not much else I could ask for. I probably wouldn't be the same person I am today without my boy. But he is a big part of the channel and in the way that he works. The type of comedy that he does, in my opinion, he could be great on his own, even without me. But I'm glad that he wants to do the channel with me. Uh, it's a really good thing in my opinion. Um, but uh, a lot of okay. By today, in the future, I don't know what's gonna happen wherever you watch this, but there's a virus going around in China right now. It's called the coronavirus. Um, it's apparently it's very fatal. It's killed a ton of people in China, and I send all my regards to everyone over there, especially with what's all going on in Australia with the wildfires. Very, very, very unfortunate, and the loss of Kobe Bryant, that was a big one. That one was really tragic, and his 13-year-old daughter. Um, you know, prayers all go out to him and his family as well. 2020 starting off a little crazy. Uh, Viruses, and death. Uh, so it's not looking good for us right now, but hopefully the year will kick up a little bit more. 2020 hopefully will be hopefully it'll be a year to go down in history, especially being a whole new decade. Um, I'm also excited for the Dying Light 2 game. As soon as it comes out, definitely hooking it up and getting it ready, and I'm literally going to be playing it until my eyeballs pop out of my head. I grew up playing. I don't remember what year it came out, but I loved playing Dying Light. It was the format of the game that I loved. It was just the style, the motion blur, just the whole way that the game was designed. In my opinion, Dying Light 1 was way ahead of its time. It was such a good game, such a good first person zombie game. The tasks that it gives you are just really complex and interesting. Um, it's just the way that the whole game works. Just character wise, personality wise, the decisions that you make, the bosses that you fight, the areas you go into, and the way that the nighttime works in the game. So basically, at night, it basically turns into a whole different game. It's a whole different fight for survival in Dying Light 2. No, in Dying Light, the original, where it's much more difficult to survive, especially having your vision impaired, and then you have stronger enemies. The only way that you can really fight off these stronger enemies are with UV lights. I can't remember exactly what they were called. They were some kind of like super mutant zombie. I cannot exactly remember what they're called. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it here. Oh, what were they called? Oh, they were the volatiles. That's what they were. They were the volatiles. These enemies, they were a lot more powerful than the regular zombies. They only come out at night. They don't come out during the day because of the UV rays that come from the sun burns their skin. So at night's the only time that they can hunt. It's a whole different fight for survival whenever you're playing at night. You got to make sure that you have your UV sticks and your UV light ready. It's a really cool game. I suggest it. I suggest playing it if you're more of a new gamer and you see this and you're like, oh, that looks pretty interesting. I would suggest playing the first game first, just so you can get a basis of it. But the new one's got seems like it's got a lot of more new more like new concepts, new architecture, the way that the game's built, um, the way that the game works. It seems like it's more involved around personal missions. From what I could see from the E3 trailers, it looks a lot more complex. It looks like there's gonna be a lot more areas that you can really roam about. Um, Especially after seeing the beginning mission of having to get the water back on from some powerful guy. I can't remember his name. Uh, it's just a crazy nut house of a game, and I would highly, highly, highly suggest it. 14 minutes. But a lot more goes on in the gaming world. A lot of nuts kind of stuff. I know the Nintendo Switch is kind of booming right now. A lot of folks are loving the Nintendo Switch. A lot of folks are forgetting. A lot of consoles are really not the whole face of the group. It's usually PC or Mac that really catches a lot of gamers' attention because apparently it's an easier, fast paced mode. Supposedly it's user friendly, air quotes. Uh, I don't really believe that. I find it more complex and complicated to play on a PC. I mean, if you have a controller, like adapter, then maybe it's a little bit easier on you. But in all honesty, I would probably not know. Um, but I try. I try to play. I try my best to kind of get myself familiarized with video games. A lot of folks say it's unhealthy. I balance it out with work. I try to keep myself healthy as possible, trying to eat as healthy as possible. I'm by all means not a great eater. But I do try my best. Um, Trying to eat as healthy as possible. You know, I use a vape. Uh, I hate that I do. I actually made a New Year's resolution by the end of the year. I want to be done with this. I want to be done with this thing. And if it's the last day of the year, I'm literally going to take my vape and chunk it and break it on the ground and never use one again. I vowed by that. I will make myself a promise and I will not break it. I'm not making the gym promise because I will break that within 2 minutes because I am such a procrastinator whenever it comes to the gym or any type of exercise. I hate to admit that I'm out of shape, but I'm not obese. Um, but I try my best to get as much exercise as I can throughout the day. I walk a lot, at least 20, 30,000 steps a day. Um, that's the one thing I do like exercise wise. I like to walk and I like to lift heavy objects just around. Not specifically weights. That's kind of boring in my opinion. But if you task me to I don't know, like at work, I usually move like pallets of corn. They're usually about 25,000 pounds, 2,500 pounds a pallet. So it's a workout during the day when I'm working. Unless it's more of kind of a laid back, chill, kind of day. But yeah, I usually try my best to get out there and try to see what's going on. You know, uh, but a lot of stuff going on this week. Obviously, I've got to go in tomorrow at 10 o'clock in the morning to do my register training, so I'll be there from 10 to 2. Um, Obviously, me and Jordan need to we need to hop on the videos. That Bean Boozle video was kind of like a little, bird seed from the entire pack that we were giving out because we hadn't put content out for about a week. Jordan wants to do three videos a week. I'm trying to down it to 2, so I can keep at least a little bit of pressure off myself. I mean, I know we don't have very many subscribers right now, but I'm gonna try my best, do what I can, as best as I can. Um, you know what I can do. Hopefully this podcast won't be too long. Again, it's just me. I can't talk forever. I'll probably make it probably about 30 minutes, more or less. But I am I'm very interested in film photography, cinema photography. Um, that's kind of what I do with my future. Um, you know, Cameras, photo shoots. I'm gonna be doing my brother's wedding photos and my I'm doing Jordan's stepsister's wife and their wedding. Doing their wedding photos, shooting their photos. Um, I like to help people out a lot. I try my best to. I mean, if somebody's in distress or somebody needs help, majority of the time I'll try my best to be there, and help in any way that I can. Because I hate to see people in distress or worried, or any kind of panic attack or injury. Is I do try a lot though. It is a bit of a pain in the neck sometimes whenever you really want to help somebody, but it seems like there's completely majority of the time nothing that you can do. But I try my best to keep my mind stress free because I know it's bad for you. It affects your sleep. I mean, obviously it's affecting my sleep because I'm up doing a podcast by myself at 12:20 in the morning. Um, but I got to get more content out there. By the way, again, this is the very first episode of Vol.1 of the J&D'z podcast. I'm really looking forward to doing this with Jordan and a couple more people. I think it's going to be a blast. Maybe listen to it on the radio, plug up to your, aux cord and, jam to, us talking, relax your morning. Just, enjoy it while we softly, talk in your ear. Yeah. But I really find this kind of relaxing, just being able to, freely talk to an inanimate object and post it online for views. Oh man. I do I do like to spend time with my family a lot though, majority of the time. If I'm not doing anything, then it is indeed family time. I love board games. Me, Jordan, one of our best friends, Trent, and one of our best friends, Logan. A good majority of the time, we're on Xbox playing Uno, or Monopoly, or Borderlands, or Call of Duty. It's gamer time all the time, boys. You know what it is, gamer life. uh, it can it kind of distracts our minds from you know the reality of life. Kind of giving us a bit of a break. Uh, just kind of take the shoes off of life and, just let your feet stretch and just, take a load off and, kind of just take a step back from reality, just kind of take a breath. It's like a break at work, You get to take a break from the chaos and the humility of work. Go in the break room, get a coffee, take a seat, just sit there and just chill out. Just kind of, regroup and recuperate and then, head right back to it. Jordan, I don't know what he's going to really want to talk about when we do our first podcast today. Our first podcast together. I really hoping, in all honesty, I really hope he's going to enjoy it too. Because, again, like I said, Jordan likes to talk a lot. I know he's got a lot to say. Majority of the time, wherever he wants to talk, he talks a lot about weights or sports, games, workout routines, Jesus, the outdoors. He's a really good guy, and he talks a lot about all that stuff. And Jordan doesn't smoke. He doesn't drink. He's a really good kid. I love him to death. He is older than me, but I'm proud of him for not following in the path of Satan and following in the path of the Lord. I'm not going to preach Jesus on here, but I do love my Lord and Savior very much, and I do wish I would. I do wish I went to church a lot more. I really do. I just don't feel like church is required because I worship God in my own home. A lot of people are like, why don't you go to church? Why don't you come to church with us? I have social anxiety in certain situations, and that's a big one for me. I need to read the Bible a lot more. I know that for sure. I trailing off here. I am waiting to also get more tattoos. I got one now. It's my Celtic cross on my right arm. All my brothers have one. I have the smallest one since I'm the youngest brother, and my brother Jeff has the biggest one since he's the older brother. So my brother Michael has about the medium-sized one. on the same arm that I do. I got mine in the form of a sword, just to represent strength and you know, solitude and what you can achieve. Cut through any problem with the power of God. Um, but yeah. I think it's gonna be all for this podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget also, come subscribe to the channel. We can use as much support and love as possible. We love having you guys here. I love being able to talk to you guys, and I love the fact that you guys like to listen. This is the very first episode of the J&D'z podcast, Volume 1. We're gonna end. I'm gonna say we'll end at 10 podcast episodes, and then we'll hit it to Volume 2. Thank you guys so much. Have a great day.